Welcome back to Good Morning LaLa. We're so honored Roxy, who is founder of Ceremony Meditation in Venice. She's a Reiki master, crystal expert, all the above. Look at you. You're a mom with little 7-month, and look at how fast you showed up like you're just
high vibration.
20 hours of sleep.
Yeah.
That's nice.
It's so special because your vibes truly are radiating. How do you keep them so high?
I mean, it's probably all the Reiki I do, and being around a 7-month-old, you pick up that energy, that childlike innocence, and it's just so fun being
But what is Reiki?
So Reiki is, everybody has the ability to be a healer. So a Reiki practitioner is it's a Japanese method, and Rei is universal, and Chi is like ki, prana, life force energy. So it's connecting to life force energy, but really connecting to the divine intelligence within to manifest and create the life you want. So a lot of times people think, well, I don't want to be a healer. I'm not a healer. And I was in real estate when I even opened the store up.
Really?
Yeah. I owned a escrow company for 10 years. And through a chain of events, if you're not aligned with your path, it is going to pull you out and put you on the right one.
So what was the catalyst for you to have your awakening?
The catalyst to have my awakening is I want to say it was 4 or 5 years ago. I did plant medicine and Reiki 1, 2, and 3 training all within 6 months.
That'll do it.
Right? And, I always joke, and I love my teacher, but she never told me, when you go through a Reiki, process of opening that up, you're going to go through a karmic purification, you're going to go to energetic. So if you're not aligned, it is going to pull you out and put you on the right path. And that year I also did Kabbalah, and that year I look back, which looked like so chaotic and crazy, but it was my biggest year of growth and expansion, and that was the catalyst that led me to, sell my business, in which I opened up Ceremony Meditation, not even like 6 months after that.
It's so interesting because that's oftentimes people go, they're holding on to something in their past, their money, their real estate, something that ends like, you have to understand that when you're going into this path, sometimes you've got to let go of that because it's coming in a different energetic field of money, and sometimes you've got to let go of everything. It's such a scary time.
Right.
It's like spiritual worship. So what did that look like? How did you make that transition? So once you let it all go, or were you able to carry some of it forth?
Yeah, I let it all go. I moved all my employees over to another business, and I did as well. And it was just really, that aha moment of, okay, I'm spiritual, I have a practice, but am I living in practice, So it was like, no, the universe is going to support you. You're going to be totally fine. And I did that. And at one point I was trying to do both careers, and I was like, what is my highest excitement, and what did I come here to do? And then when I tapped into that, that's when, I started, I had the meditation studio, but I was like, let me just start my jewelry line. I love making jewelry, and that will start supporting the income while getting a business going. Obviously takes a minute. So it was just fully surrendering and letting go. And I used to be that A-type, OCD, everything was planned, from my outfits to my meals to my appointments to my fundings to how many loans I was going to get in. And it was like, no, these plans you're making are not the right ones. So
wow, I love that you were so just true to yourself and that, and allowed yourself. Tell us about this space. We have some special footage we like to show.
Sorry.
No, you can tell us about it.
Oh, Ceremony Meditation?
Yeah, tell us about it.
So it's a meditation studio in Venice.
Yeah.
And my fiance and I, both have a real estate background, but when we saw it, we're like, this is the place. So he watched so many Gaiam documentaries. I don't know if you know what Gaiam is.
No, tell me.
It's like the Netflix, but for consciousness.
Oh,
so,
great.
yeah.
They've got everything on there.
Yeah, so I used to always make fun of him because that's all he watched for 3 years straight. And I stopped when he came up with the idea for the garden of our studio is like a temple. So there's crystals going all the way around it. They're all placed in sacred geometry. There's huge green adventurings going all the way around it.
Wow.
He contacted one of the guys on Gaiam to say, is this a proper grid? And he aligned it and made some adjustments so that it's in alignment with the fall equinox over the 8-foot Buddha that's there. And we did a lot of, meditations, calling in the energy and activating the grid. So when you go to a temple or a sacred site, you just feel different, because of the energy of the place.
Wow.
And everything is, it is in sacred geometry, and there's a lot of geometry in there. So we wanted to recreate that, but in the modern world. So.
It's such a beautiful space. I went down there a couple weeks ago, and you're on, Rose Ave, so
right.
it's It is so
Great
La La
location.
Land.
Yeah.
I mean, it really is, but
Right.
in a great way because it's a ceremony. You walk in and you feel like you are in a sacred space. Thank you so much for creating that for
Thank
everyone
you.
down there.
Thank you.
Who have been some of your favorite teachers?
My favorite teachers, of our studio or
Just in general, in life.
and like,
anything,
well,
yeah.
Shaman Durek is my favorite.
Yeah.
Like
He
such
is really cool.
a fresh
Yeah.
breath air. I mean, what he's speaking is like so real and so true. And I was just like, if the world actually heard this kind of wisdom, what kind of world would it be? But really, I think my spiritual practice has really been, with different teachers, different shamans, and really turning within. And I think just so encompassed in the, real estate world and, busy with life. I didn't really besides reading my Wayne Dyer books,
Yeah.
I didn't really keep seeking. I think, Shaman Durek also touched on it, is really we are our own gurus. So it's looking within and unveiling that,
Love that. God,
within.
Guru, and self are one.
Right. Yeah, really.
So beautiful.
Congratulations on your new show on Focus.
Yeah, thank you. I'm so excited.
Very
We've
excited.
got a special sneak peek of that. Tell us about some of your guests. Who's that?
So that's Charlotte Victoria. She's a dear sister of mine. Very powerful, just beautiful human, beautiful soul. She is doing gene key reading. She supports women circles, woman empowerment, and just really, really someone that supports, what we're going through right now, this time, and activating other people.
Tell us about the Gene Keys. I actually had a Gene Key reading for my birthday. It was,
you
It was a
did?
2-hour reading. It was really fascinating based on what the
Yeah.
I Ching and
Yeah.
your birthing chart. And what
Right.
else? Do you know much about it?
I haven't got one yet, but did you
Very
get it with
in-depth.
Charlotte?
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
Yeah, so that's what she said is really it's a map of everything going on, but really can help you get in alignment to see where you're out of alignment so that you can really step into your purpose and your path and walk that.
Oh, I love it.
So
How can a person better or more deeply tap into spirit? What would you recommend if they were wanting to tap into spirit, not just to experience the peace, but also to have a life that was more well lived?
meditation. I mean, it's just one of those things that people overlook because we're in this modern society and I don't have time for it. We'll do 5 minutes. Because really that's all it takes. And it's like, so many fables of, oh, well, I can't sit in silence or I don't have time for it. Meditation is not always sitting in silence. You can turn on sound bowls, you can turn on some guru dev or, something like really relaxing just to drop in. So to really, allow yourself to turn within and find and peel back those layers and do inquiry, like drop in and ask spirit for a sign, ask for anything,
It's enjoyable.
Yeah.
Deeply enjoyable.
Yeah.
And I think that's the greatest.
You can also wear crystals.
Yes.
And remind yourself
Yes.
of them when you touch them. They're so beautiful.
Yeah.
Where can people find your jewelry?
So on Ceremony Meditation, we have a shop now. So I have my pieces on there. It's called Love Consciously because that's just really, I feel like it's a time of love, but really loving consciously, not just throwing around the word, I love you, and the crystals just make you feel great.
And look great.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
Well, thank you for being here and
Thank
sharing your time and
you.
light with
Thank you
us.
so much
Appreciate
for
it.
having me.
So they can go down and get meditations, workshops,
Right.
shop for some crystals, and what else? What else can they find there?
Yeah, so just, the workshop classes, we have the boutique that has every crystal that you need, jewelry, and pretty much that's all of it.
Love it.
And it's just an amazing community, amazing tribe. Like, when people come there, it's not just for a meditation class, you really find your soul family there. And that's really, a big part of the reason why we built this place to bring community together, which is
Phenomenal.
beautiful.
so much
Thank
needed.
you so
Thank you
much.
for sharing
Yeah,
that with
thank
us.
you,
Stay tuned. We'll be
thank
back
you.
with more on Good Morning La La Land.